Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at the new Puffin Forest video, specifically Star Wars RPG story, the S.M.O.L Squad. Do I have to say it like that? No, but I'm going to anyways, because this sounds adorable. I really don't know what we're getting into here, except for it's going to be S.M.O.L. And someone might have mentioned, hey Airier, are you going to be doing that puppy story? I'm assuming there's dogs in this? I didn't know there were dogs in Star Wars. And I'm not going to call a Wookiee a dog. I made that mistake once, and yeah, Twitter, man. Yeah. So we're going to just jump right in, see where this goes, and it's Puffin. You guys know he's good. He's one of the 3 reasons I got into D&D and submitted significant hours wondering why right-clicking on something isn't pressing the roll button on Roll20 before realizing I was right-clicking on it. Yep. That's happened more than once. So all the same, you guys know the deal. Link below, original video, hit it up. When you're done, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get started. Oh, and for everyone who let me know about this, thank you. It didn't come up in my recommendations on YouTube for some reason, but I really love this stuff, so just thank you for letting me know. Really is a huge help.
I ran a Star Wars campaign a while back. There's 3 different systems that I've played. Saga System,
I'm not going to say what that
Fantasy
looks
Flight,
like.
and the 5e homebrew version. The Saga...
How many systems are there? Like, the homebrew version, of course, is homebrew. It looks really cool. But there's actually... Okay, these I think I've seen in a store, but this one honestly just looks amazing. I'm assuming there's more, but dear God.
The system was based on 3.5
that's a lot.
D&D, and what I like the most
it's
about it
3.5.
was how comprehensive the character options are. There were 17 races in the book, several ships you could pilot, most of the usual enemies. The only thing I think people would balk at is just how few core classes there were.
Oh.
5. Jedi, Noble, Scoundrel, Scout, and Soldier. But
I mean, I can get a lot of WTF out of this, but really? They didn't add a smuggler or a bounty hunter in there? I'm sure they're going with Noble and Scoundrel can be played as either one, but that just... they missed such an opportunity there. It's not even a Puffin thing. It's, dear God, how? Those are literally the 2 that should be in anything Star Wars related.
I honestly think they did a good job of standing out in most of the things that people wanted to play, rather than having this, bloat trying to do everything.
Gonna be honest, I'm a fan of Bloat. I like absurd options that you can never play all of them. I'm weird that way, I realize that. And, good for balance, but I'm going to disagree with him on this. I just like Bloat. I know it's weird.
It came time to me to pick a game. Eventually, I settled on the system. I wanted to run Fantasy Flight Star Wars.
Oh, Fantasy Flight did that.
Taught them how it worked, and everyone
oh God, dice.
hated it. Specifically, the narrative dice. It's kind of...
Oh God, those are real. I thought that's just a cool little GIF he pulled up to look silly. Those are... Oh, God damn it. I have learned hatred of narrative dice from Black Fortress, the offshoot game of Warhammer 40k. It's a cool game, but those dice. Yeah.
Not an easy sell.
No.
Usually my conversation with Fantasy Flight go, hey, what do you think about these cool narrative dice?
Runaway Screaming?
Wow, they look terrible. Yeah, me too.
Cool system, bad dice.
We then decided to use the 5e Star Wars system because everyone was pretty much familiar with the rules. Well, initially I went in kind of apprehensive. Having played it for a year, I can finally say I like it. A lot, in fact. My only gripes with it is that, it's trying to merge 5th edition with Star Wars, and some of the powers and abilities have a hard time translating over.
I mean, I was going to say, it's Star Wars and D&D. That's like putting laser guns into D&D. Then I realized that that's actually a thing, because when you go into D&D Beyond, and I can't believe this is real, even though I've literally done it multiple times to confirm, because I keep forgetting that it's real, there are laser guns in D&D canon that freaking wizards will put on D&D Beyond online that you can just go see. It's part of the core rule books. Laser weapons. Yeah. Also, a Sunblade is a lightsaber. Sue me.
Also, it does suffer quite a bit from having a bloat with too many subclasses and sub-abilities, and having 2 sets of classes. One is your regular-ass character, plus you also have special classes which you can use for flying a ship.
I mean, I know he's talking about bloat, but all I'm hearing is options. I'm weird. Like, I will gladly spend an entire week focusing on all the minutiae of a character for a game I'm not going to play. I know that's weird. No one should do that. It's a horrible idea. I'm just that weirdo who's like, a character building session? Yeah. Doesn't even have to be with other people, which is probably the advantage there. It's just fun to see, hey, if I had 20 levels, how can I break this shit? And maybe bribe the DM to go into a level plus 20 session, see if you can get more levels on, just to see how kind of crazy you can make it. And the answer is it actually stops being nearly as crazy because you can't scale up nearly as fast, but it's still kind of fun. Yeah.
With its own mechanics and systems for combat. And don't even get me started on the enhanced items section with dozens of keyword abilities. If you want to get a mod to your weapon, you need to add a chassis, a thing that actually holds the upgrade first. But the system is a fan-made project and super cool, and
I mean, if you were doing this in pen and paper in real life, that would be annoying. My entire D&D experience is on Roll20, where you just build a macro, and it's literally just an on-off switch. And if it's always on, and it becomes super easy. If I was taking care of this in person, I would hate it. I'm not. So this literally sounds amazing.
I highly recommend it, and I think it is a lot of fun. So, there's usually a few contentious issues with Star Wars. One is, how do you feel about the 3 threequels? I've definitely had some GMs be like, no, PCs can't play as a Jedi. There's this one family who has all of the space magic. There's no...
I mean, you could just easily set it before or after in the alternate universes. Hell, there's an entire stretch of time where it's like, yeah, Wild West as far as lore goes. They're starting to clarify it now, but starting is very minimal compared to literally thousands of years.
No other Duke Triwalker out there who can also use the Force.
I'm going to ignore everything that
some others
said.
Are totally okay with the prequels and are fine with half the galaxy being able to levitate things with their mind. Me? While I like the original movies, I definitely think I'd kind of prefer to run in a more higher fantasy Star Wars, with magic being more common and monsters being more prevalent. In my opinion, if you can't get jumped by a bunch of electrical-eating squids who are soaking power out of the ship while a telekinetic Hydra cat with 6 heads is lobbing psychic bombs through the ether, I mean, what's the point?
I hate to say this, but didn't that first half of this scenario actually happen in Force Awakens? Because I'm pretty sure that actually basically is what happened in Force Awakens. And this does seem familiar for some reason, and I don't know why, and I'm not going to ask because I'm terrified someone might tell me.
Why are you even playing a science fantasy game?
Yeah?
The characters were all small people, starting with Obliax, who was an Anzellan...
God.
You know Babu Freak? Oh, that was him.
Wait, these are actually species?
His background, he grew up in the walls of a Star Destroyer and was inundated with Imperial propaganda, making him an admirer of the Empire and dreaming of galactic domination. He wanted to rescue the galaxy from an evil tyranny into his own loving arms so that he could institute his even more evil tyranny.
I just realized it's freaking stormtrooper helmets in the background going by. So when they said he was small, they meant really small. I thought this was just Puffin's weird way of drawing, Imperials, but no. I'm pretty sure that's First Order helmets too in the background. Oh my God. That is full-on Arrietty size, actually. If you don't know what I mean, Secret World of Arrietty. It's actually a Ghibli movie, but a lot of other things prior to that. BBC did a pretty good adaptation.
Then we had Sani, a rabbit folk, which is technically called a Leppy, but we're just going to be calling him a rabbit folk.
Yeah.
He was a demolitions expert with an itchy trigger finger. In the campaign, he was like, I'm the bomb guy. Anytime I blow something up, people always ask, why did you blow up that thing? And act all surprised.
I love and hate this archetype. One, I hate it because if they're standing next to you and they have a bandolier of things that explode, yeah, that's usually an issue. I love it when I'm the guy with the bombs. I'm like, yes, fireball me when I'm standing right next to you. I'm going to die, but it'll be awesome. I have issues with my character creation.
But I'm the bomb guy.
Boom.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
He eventually met a grisly end, dying to his own explosives.
Yeah.
But it was okay. He got better. In his backstory, after his sister was captured by slave traders, he took to the skies to track her down.
How did he get better in
Then
Star
we have
Wars?
Mavik, a resident gadgeteer, who's his friend,
probably just
and coming along to help his buddy out was his droid sidekick, Silent. We found out later, Mavik did not get trained in electronics or robotics, but Silent had expertise in both. So somehow, he built a robot who was smarter than him about electronics.
Oh my God. It's like, on the one hand, this is ridiculous. On the other hand, considering how plug and play a lot of Star Wars robots are, this isn't as far-fetched as it would be anywhere else. Also, user manuals, man. Gotta love them. Or the equivalent of their version of YouTube tutorials.
I guess he had gotten one of those build-a-robot kits with those Lego-like instructions. Also, conveniently,
I'm not even surprised if they sell those in
before
universe.
The Star Wars Visions had come out.
What?
Which had that episode where one of the main
I need
characters
to watch that
is a
still.
Levy. And when we saw it, we were like, oh my god, Sadi, Bebek, it's you, it's your characters. Then there was LP, who was a Mon Calamari, a Dumbo octopus. And his big dream was to get 8 little lightsabers, one for each tentacle. He tried to keep...
Wait, that's what a Mon Calamari looks like? I mean, I keep hearing about their cruisers, but... And I just realized these are not images from Star Wars. These are... They look like... Are these actually real creatures? Holy shit, I think these are real. This one, if someone told me this is Photoshop, I believe it. But dear God, this actually looks real. God damn, the world's weird.
Keep his real name hidden and spent the first 12 sessions keeping it a secret.
Why?
He was not happy with me as the GM when I accidentally called him by his real name, but fortunately the other players didn't really care or weren't really paying attention. Eventually, when the group went back to Mon Calamari for repairs, he ran into his old friend. Is that you? Little Puss! Oh God, what did he call you? Little Puss! It's been a while. He's from the Puss family, with Mama Puss and you little baby Puss. Yep, that was it. That was a secret.
Oh, I just had to let it go. You know, normally when someone's like, I have a secret name I'm going to hide, which I definitely haven't done any character for, it's stupid. And here, I perfectly agree with everything this character made decision-wise, and I'm wondering, what did you do for this character specifically? In this creation, what did you do to piss off the DM, piss off Ben, piss off Puffin Force enough that this is something that needs to be done? Or was he a player, not a DM? I don't know, but just... This is like, I'm going to give you something cool now, but I'm going to take this little thing that's kind of stupid and it'll never come up, I'm sure. I'll never hold it over your head to embarrass you horribly. And you know, this is the joke that even when the session ends, everyone will remember forever. Because I'm going to immortalize it in a video and you'll never be known as anything else. Yeah, that would never happen. God damn, though. Like, as far as twists go, that's actually probably one of the better ones. Because that causes emotional damage in real life.
We kept it for 12 sessions. And then finally spoiled it in a grand ending scene. So, success. Well done. You know, it wasn't like that big of a mystery, but, you know.
And yet, the payoff is perfect.
So that's fine. During character creation, awesome. The players all figured out that they all wanted to play short folk. So they decided that was going to be their thing. The rule was that each player's name had to make up a letter which smelled out small squad.
What?
S.M.O.L. So it was S for Sonic, M for Mavic, O for Obliax, and L for LP. Their ship was a QT-33. Also, they all...
Are they all freaking Jedi? Oh my God. How does it even hold them? Force. More importantly, really? The small squad on the cutie ship? That pun is pretty bad. So goddamn bad. I'm actually jealous. Like, unironically jealous.
All hated tall folk.
Oh.
Anyone over 4 feet. And whenever they spoke to people, they would always ask me, are they one of us or a tall folk? And if they were tall folk, they were looked at with disdain and disgust.
I love this. They're horrible.
It was those people who had embroiled the galaxy in war, unrest, and profiteering. But all the short folks like Yoda, the Ewoks, they're the good guys.
I mean, we're just going to get over the fact that the Ewoks have a pretty high body count. Don't know about Yoda yet. And we've seen what Baby Yoda, we're not calling him what his actual name is because I can never seem to pronounce it correctly. Grongro, something like that. Grogru? Grumrum? God, I actually knew it like half an hour ago. Yeah. I hate to say it, though, they're kind of right. It's like everyone over a certain height is kind of an asshole. And horrible. It's literally all their fault. Shit, maybe they are actually right unironically.
The campaign took place during the Mandalorian era, after the fall of the Empire. I had first sent the players off to Cloud City in Bespin to find a hacker who had escaped from the New Republic with some important files. However, when they had arrived, the place was sketchy as balls.
So normal?
With them sending the players to a hangar where they got locked in and jumped by ships, eventually having to ram through the door to escape and fly away.
Oh.
The players discovered that Cloud City had gotten taken over by the droid miners and sent the fleshies to work for them as their subjects.
Oh,
and that this place
Robot Revolt
was just way too dangerous for them. So they just had to, turn around and leave.
Seriously?
They'd spoken to a Sith cult, which was like, hey, there's cool shit on Mustafar. So if you go to a temple there, it can help you get to the next level of your Sith powers. Anyway, so...
That's the Sith?
Go. You got shit to do? All right, goodbye. And so, the players went there, explored the temple. One player died, but it was fine. He got better. When they returned back to Tatooine, it was very different from what they had seen it before.
No, I mean, not even joking. I know in D&D, there's tons of way to get revised, but what kind of BS reason did they come in for... Don't tell me they just cloned the body. Don't tell me they just cloned the body. They probably just cloned it. It's backup clones. Sure, why not? It actually makes sense in the universe, and I hate saying that because that Palpatine twist.
There were Imperial checkpoints, paperwork, and landing documents that they needed.
I already have landing documents.
They actually thought that I was gaslighting them or something.
What?
How long were we gone for? Just 4 days, right? Did the Imperials take over in 4 days? That's really fast. Okay, it's fine. I see Ben's, trying to change up the plotline a little bit. He tried to do it a little sneaky. We'll just play along. As they're talking, there's a rumbling as a Death Star just kind of, shows up in orbit. Basically, they had to find an NPC who could explain the situation. And what the story is that the villain for this campaign had gone back in time and changed history so that the Imperials had actually won the war. The story now for this campaign was that the players were going to have to find a way to go back into the past and change history. I had originally tried to give them some hints.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I kind of love this. And it sounds like they fucked up the story, so it's going to be horrible, but this actually sounds kind of fun. What would it actually look like if the Empire won?
From the hacker at Bestman, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Now, in case you're wondering, how did the players know that there had been a time change?
They didn't.
Well, you see... Space magic are obviously too complicated for me to go over, and I'm not feeling that well. Anyway, I'd love to discuss. Anyway,
you did have a back.
That's the end of the video. Goodbye. See you in the next video.
All I gotta say is, I love the fact that he's fully acknowledging, yeah, we had this cool plot twist and all these hooks, and they decide to leave, and now they don't know what's going on, and the entire thing has changed, and they're just playing along because they think I'm just doing space magic, and now I have to actually do space magic because I kind of don't have a backup plan. I love how it just absolutely fell down and fell apart horribly, probably. Most of my reasoning here is everyone talks about how you derail a campaign, how you go in and you think, hey, that DM plan you got there looks really pretty. Be a shame if something happened to it. And then, yeah, everyone says that, and then you kind of just do the story normally because usually it's well done and the DM gives you a story you want to play through. And there's no moment of, well, fuck. And here we actually get to see it. Think about it. How many times do you actually see a campaign derailed but not end, and no one realizes it was derailed until later on? Usually, the derail is like, well, this fight didn't go how I like, so we're going to end it here because I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Here it was, okay, we're just going to leave, and now we're going to do other things, and we come back, and, oh, we derailed it. Space magic, yeah, we're back on track. I definitely didn't have to make anything up. Yep, yeah. I just love that. I love seeing what it looks like when something's derailed, but you still keep going. I guess that's a crazy train off the rails. Yeah, and if I knew more lyrics, I wouldn't say them because this is YouTube and that would be a bad idea right now. But if you haven't already, tell me why the hell someone was telling me there was a dog in this one. I can get like fox, bunny people, but I probably thought the fox and dog. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of a puppers. Puppers by association. I'll give it that one. Puppers by association. Very important distinction, but it's counting. Should it? Well, I'm going to, so it probably shouldn't. Yeah, I'm a bit hyped up right now because this is fun. Between this and the new Dingo video yesterday, all we need is a new joke, and it's like, oh my god! I doubt, because he's moved on to other stuff, but hey, the big three doing it, that would be awesome. I'll send you guys in the deal. Link below, original video, hit it up. It's Puffin, he's awesome, do that. And when you're done, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.